And so I'll just start because there are some new people. I know there's a lot of people I know and I see and I recognize, and I just want to say hi and welcome back. But there's some new people that don't know me. So I just wanted to introduce myself and a little bit about me. My name is Nancy. I live in Glen Ridge. I teach at the Montclair Art Museum. I've been there for 18 years. I do just about every aspect of education. Working with very young preschool, and all the way up. I teach adult children and teens. I'm also involved with the supply and studio management. So I have I'm a staff job as well as teaching. So, but this is definitely I've been with the mill for a whole bunch of years. Before we shut down, I had a program called Art in the Afternoon where I met a lot of you, and it was a great program, and hopefully it'll start up again when this is all over, and where there was a tour, and then we came into the main room of the art museum and did a little project, and it was such a nice program because I know a lot of you became friends there, and which is or at Edgemont House in the classes. So it's just really was such a wonderful program. And then starting, as far as the Montclair Art Museum is concerned, it's starting in February. It will open again to a new exhibition that it looks really, really exciting. Based on Norman Rockwell's Four Freedoms. It's the photographer Maggie Miners and her interpretation of Norman Rockwell's work. So next week it's opening. We're already starting that process. So having said that, so now there's 45 in the room, and I'll just start again with with what I've been thinking of and what I've been. So I felt like there should be some type of theme going through the class, right? So I really love the idea of the elements because I think that it's broad enough that it's really up to interpretation. So I wrote it. So those of you who were new to registering, I sent it yesterday, I think. I wanted to kind of concentrate. And again, if you don't want to, there's no rules. But I just to have a focus on the four elements. So the earth, the water, the air, and earth, water, air, and fire. There's so many different. I mean, you can go spiritual with that in terms of like the earth meaning body, and water meaning blood, and air meaning breath, and fire meaning spirit. There's like a more scientific states of matter where the earth is solid and the water is liquid and the air is gas and fire plasma. So there's or just what it means to you. And like as you're like flipping through magazines and you're just tearing things out and just looking at different things that might, hey, maybe that could represent water, or maybe that can represent air, or what air might mean to you, and things like that. Because let me just switch my I probably went to the back because it's not being there I am. So I have two cameras for those of you who aren't, and so nope. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Bill.
I didn't mean to
see you again.
Hey, Bill. Good to see you.
Bill, it's nice to have another guy here.
I didn't mean to do that. I don't know how I did that. All right, spotlight for everyone. There we go. Okay, so this is my cell phone is here, and I'm on so this way I can kind of show you what I'm working on. So I just I have so much stuff that I wanted to show you. So I've been playing a lot with different ideas. So, all right, let me start with this one. this doesn't go with the elements, or it could, because it could be the earth, right? So I just wanted to point out that this is the background is all just those circular catalogs that have all the coupons. You could see like the cutout little ticking. This is a Zentangle that I never did anything with. This is in a beginning stage, so I laid all this down so I picked everything out. I just looked at it as the color green. I didn't care about what it said or anything like that. Like you can see like a part of a phone number here. But I just was looking at the color green for a background. So again, this is junk mail. And this is something I probably, I started, never really finished. And look, it's it's on a piece of cardboard. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy. So that's why I wanted to kind of say that this is an art form that could be so simply wonderful, like, and so beautiful. What else have I been working on? So here's, I also wanted to talk a little bit about the idea of mixed media. Some of you, if you have some paint, these two, I've been putting, collaging some paper. I get some color down. And again, this is, and some text. I think I got that also out of some type of landscaping advertisement, and musical notes. I think there's a piece of a bandana here, so you can use fabric. Same thing with this. This is, just, some stencil work you could use in there, and you could draw on here. So I just want, like, we're kind of limitless. This is another, I had a little bit of fun with this, kind of talking about, just cool and warm colors and a repeating theme. So, and then back to the elements.
Oh, Nancy, I think you need to mute us.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Let's see. Let me go to the gallery. Thanks, Marilyn. I'm just curious where that's coming from, because most of you are muted. Oh, I got you. Okay, there you go. Is that helpful? No. Yes. Okay. All right. Back to this. Okay. So I've been playing with the idea of the elements when I started to think of this theme, and I had a conversation with Joanne. And again, like I had this, I think this was like, no, I don't know where that bouncing noise is coming from.
Because you have two devices linked to the same meeting.
No, so this one, because I do this all the time. This one is the audio is off.
Huh.
So is that what it sounds like? Maybe.
Yeah, it sounds like when you have the two different devices.
Huh. All right. All right. I'm sorry for a second. You guys are going to be like looking up my notes.
Lisa's iPad isn't muted.
Nancy, there's quite a few people that are not muted. I saw
okay.
At least 5 of them.
Yeah, if you guys can mute
for
before I start like going, because I don't, you guys can mute yourselves, because if I start to, unless maybe I can.
You could mute all.
Mute everyone. Here's this. All right. All right, I muted everyone, but it's still happening. So maybe it is it is connecting with my audio. All right. So, I'm gonna, no, it says my audio is off. Yeah, my audio is definitely off on my phone. So I don't know what that background music is, that background chatter is. So, all right. So I apologize. I don't know I don't know how to fix it. Anyway, so while I'm talking, if you guys can start flipping through whatever your whatever you have. But I wanted, so, I had this old book. So,
Nancy, I have a suggestion. I
Okay.
think it's because you're recording on both devices. So maybe stop the recording on one of them. That might be it. I don't know.
okay.
It could be Arlene is on 2 devices too, because it keeps showing up that she's speaking.
That's what I see too. Arlene. Did she have to? Does she have 2 devices on? Or she could be near somebody who has something else on.
Because every time you hear it, you can see that it's coming from her.
Arlene, hi. Arlene, I don't know how to pronounce your last. Yeah. Hi. Do you have 2 devices on, or are we here like a chatter? Arlene. Is that, no. I don't know what's up there.
Arlene's microphone is on.
Yeah, Arlene, are you talking? Because we don't hear you. Yeah, something's up there. All right, so Arlene, we don't hear you, but there's some kind of chatter coming from your square. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if you have 2 devices near you. I don't know if you want to write to me in the text because I can't hear you. So again, while we're trying to figure this out, if you guys can start like looking through, see, start to think about what, think about the elements, think what that means to you, and then start ripping up some paper, and then I'll continue. So I'll try the recording on 2 devices. Maybe that's the problem. So.
And if Arlene can mute herself, that might help.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was muted for the longest time. So let's see. I'm going to mute you again, Arlene, okay? And see if that helps. Yeah, and it's still. So I don't know what's up with that.
Nancy,
Yeah.
I'm not an expert, but I have been in a few Zoom meetings and where 2 devices have been used by the teacher. The second device, when you start the Zoom meeting, you have to say without audio.
Yeah, I did that, John.
Okay. All right, then that's as much as I know.
Yeah. So, but thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, so I don't know what's up, but I'm going to try the recording thing. Maybe that's the problem. Like, and then, hey, Patty, can you do me a favor and text Michelle and ask her to pop in and see if maybe she could help?
Yes, you want me to text it?
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
any of you that has her, just one so she doesn't get bombarded. And all right. Did it get better? No. All right, let me stop pinning my hands for a second.
Sounds good right now.
Yeah, is it better? Yeah.
No.
No. I'm gonna try the recording thing. And maybe, sorry, you guys are gonna be looking at my, nope.
But don't you need the recording of both to have the recording?
I think the one main thing is, there I am. Thank you, Jeanette. I didn't realize I shut off the recording for everything. So like, I've had this idea of using like coloring pages. Even if you can print something online and use and color it and cut it out and collage with it. So I said it before and I'll say it again, like my head is swirling with different ideas to use for this, but I just, as far as, the idea of creating collage, I always like I feel like this is a helpful information in terms of, how to start. I would start as if you were writing a story, right? So you would try to have like a setting, and and a theme and a character and maybe even a plot, because it would be something that could, when you look at it, it would make some sense. So I'm going to try my best to I pulled out some off of my, and these are not mine, but it does tell the elements. So let's see. All right. Thanks, Patty. I think I fixed it. I think it was my second phone. I don't know why, because I've been doing this for.
I know, but it's so much easier for you to be able to have two screens.
It sure is. Maybe if I sign in again, I'll try it. But let me just get through this and we can get everybody working. And let me get to my speaker view. Okay. So here's my iPad. So that I thought was great as far as Earth is concerned. I really love the mandala aspect of that. And it's a little bit, and then something like this, I feel tells a story. It's hard to see. It would be, again, you're right, so much easier. This is somebody called, it's called Peace on Earth. So I feel like this is telling a story. Water, a little bit abstract. What's interesting about this is that they cut out, they did cutouts and, like you would like a snowflake type of thing. And it's a little bit abstract, but it feels like water. So that's why I chose it. And this again is a little bit more narrative that for water. So I don't know if you can see it, but this over here is a beach turned sideways. So these are all people, all these little things here. And so I feel like, again, that has a story to it when you look at it. Air, this again has a narrative with, the fish in the air and then the people under the water. I think this has, personally would think that this has something to do with pollution. So, again, you can have like, it could be super simple air, and fire. And this is fire also, and getting some text in there. I love the idea of text in the, and then here's again, somebody who just, again, has some text and different, like maybe just pulled out color, right? So, pulled in, like, I don't know what spaghetti would have to do with fire, but it works because, it has that whole kind of feel to it, and it's personal. So that's however they wanted to represent their elements. So, and then one last thing, again, before I start, I'll try to sign in again. That just, I don't know if this will help and inspire you a little bit more. I've pulled out that the earth represents animal instincts, grounding and foundation. Water represents emotion, intuition, and going with the flow of life. Air represents intellect, mental intention, and connection to the life force. And fire represents willpower, inner strength, transformation through action. So I thought that was a lovely thing to add. So when I'm gonna try to sign in again through my phone, but I just wanted to show you some of the pieces I started to pull out, thinking about air. This is a photocopy of old artwork of mine. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure that I photocopied it for an art in the afternoon. I made some texture patterns on, look, this is just scribbly, with watercolor, and made my own patterns on paper, right? I love the Mother and Child, Mary Cassatt. I have some postcards, art postcards that I can mix in with this. And again, being my air, I think that says something to me personally. And I have so many like little sketches of things that from the various teaching that I do. So, and again, air. So I was thinking of doing air first with using these parts. And so while you guys, I hope, does anybody have anything to add and then I'll try to sign in again and see if it, so.
Oh, it said on a help screen, Nancy, to make sure you don't turn on the computer audio.
I didn't.
Second one. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Just a hint.
Yeah. Thank you. But let's try this again. Unless any, just let's see. And since this is now being run through the museum, maybe I can get some tech support through the museum. So I'll look into that. All right, let's see. I signed in through my Gmail. It says I canceled the using audio, which I always do. All right. Uh-oh, did I shut it off? All right. There I am, and no chatter so far. All right, that works. Thank you for being patient with me while we went through this. Hi, Michelle. So we fixed it. So I saw her pop in. Okay. All right. So again, I'm working on this is a piece of masonite, but you could work on any kind of like cardboard. Again, I said this before, right? So some of you have some mixed media paper or watercolor paper. So this is a good way to mix that together. And I think I want to create this as my setting. And you don't have to glue anything down until you're like really happy with it. So that's another thing. You can really play with the composition, along with the idea of having like a setting, and a theme and a character, like a focal point. You might also want to think about, your different compositions, like, your foreground, background, middle ground. Your rule of thirds might be an interesting. So I don't, if you guys don't know that, that concept of rule of thirds is very similar to foreground, background, middle ground. Is just definitely having an interesting composition. And usually 3 is a magic number. So again, so if you need, since I'm looking down, if you guys, if you need me, just call my name. And then I know that I have some collage artists in the room, more practiced collage artists. And so as far as gluing down is concerned, I mean, a glue stick is fine. I don't know what some of you, like Dottie, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What do you use for collage? Do you use a glue stick or do you use,
Yes, we used glue stick.
okay. And do you then put it a medium over it, like a matte medium or a gloss medium?
No,
No, okay.
no, I mean, some of them did, see, because it depends on what you're working on and, you know, if you're doing layers or whatever, but
Right.
I didn't, so.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
when you say that, is that what Mod Podge is?
Yes, Mod Podge is a medium to kind of like an all-purpose medium. You can use gloss or matte or sparkles if you want to. And I bet I'll show you. I have a giant bottle because again, this is, you know, so does that look familiar?
I don't, wait,
No.
I don't see it, where, oh.
Okay,
I've
this
never
is
seen
Mod
it.
Podge.
Yeah, so I've never seen.
Yeah,
it,
there you go. Sarah has it.
But that
so-
was one. That was
Okay,
You have a littler one. I have the gallon.
okay, this is the dollar store variety.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great that it's in the dollar store. I think that's good. So you don't have to do Mod Podge. I also have a matte medium. You know, just, and it's the same thing, but a little bit fancier.
Okay, I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm doing a flower pot, so I was gonna use Mod Podge.
Definitely. So that's, thank you for bringing that up. So if you're going to use, so a glue stick on something else like that, like on a flower pot or wood or anything else that you wanted to, you want to think about what substrate you're going to be working on. So I also have some wooden things here that you could.
The other thing is washi tape. What is that, washi tape?
Washi tape. So washi tape is like a paper tape. This one's shiny. And again, it's just something else to add, like another, and let's see, I have, some of them have some pretty patterns. Bear with me one second.
Sure.
Here we go.
I think I saw it yesterday at
This
State.
is washi tape.
There you go. Yep. And then I have it. Can you see this? So this
Yes,
is like a lightweight paper tape, and it has different patterns, and it would add just another element of texture. So again, I just threw out as many ideas as when I put that together as possible to you know, just for some interesting. Let me get my.
Hey Nancy, this
Yeah.
is Sharon. Can I make a suggestion also?
Yes, please.
When you're doing your collages, take screenshots of it, because sometimes when you go back to glue it down, you don't quite remember really what you wanted, or you could do different layouts, take pictures of it, and you can make up your mind which one you really want.
That's a great idea. Thank you, Sharon. That's a
Mhm.
really great idea. I love it. To oh, I had the, you guys, when I made you guys for those of you who joined in the paint and sip, the holiday party. Did I put this, I don't know, did I put this paper in it? No, I think it came too late. I didn't get it. I bought this for that, but I think it,
I don't think we did, Nancy.
yeah. Well, I bought the snowflake tissue paper to make those bags, but I think it was during the holidays and the mail was a little, I don't have to tell you, I'm sure you guys know. But again, so this is like snowflake paper, and I love that idea of mixing that in with the air. Any other, Sharon, do you use glue sticks?
Yes, but if I'm just playing around, I'll just use like the cheapy ones. But if you really want to do something permanent, try to get the extreme. There's you can get those like at the dollar store. The Elmer's Extreme.
Oh, okay. And that's a glue stick?
It's a glue stick, yeah.
Okay. I also found, where is that? For $6.99. I'm not sure if I love it yet, but there was this on Amazon. This like scrap pack. And I feel like I ordered it once before and it had more variety. So some of them are they're really nice papers, but a lot of them are more of these like solid fibrous. But look at like that's beautiful. So I didn't really look at this that has little hearts. I love that. So so $6.99 on Amazon. This was, just to have some little pretty elements if you want to. Again, I really try to make these classes to be as simple or as elaborate as you choose, to not have something that's very supply dependent. I don't know if any of you guys looked at the YouTube links. And some of the supplies they use, I don't even know what they are, but I love the end results. I love the mixed media. I love the idea of a little bit of paint and, mixed in with collage. And I think next week I wanted to play a little bit with that.
Did you draw that little bird?
I did draw the little bird.
Yeah, it looks cute. Very cute.
So, this was my first lesson for to do shading with kids and my beginners. So I thought it was a nice shading lesson. So I might have a whole bunch of them because I have to draw it again each time. So also, again, with not, you don't throw anything away, but if I have like a little garbage bag next to me, kind of helps with my organization. Having an area next to you, like a gluing area, is also helpful. So you don't maybe designate like a piece of cardboard to glue on, and creating, even just grabbing a marker or something and just creating some textures could be fun. I did something with I grabbed like the bubble wrap, of like a padded envelope and painted it and printed and got some textures that way. So again, like I started by saying, like, my head's swirling. It's kind of limitless in terms of I, every time I look at something, oh, here's my, so right, so there's my, my bubble wrap, and then I got the texture. I think it's on this. Yeah. So I got the texture of the on here. So, so I don't want to tell you to go out and get paint, but if you have paint, then you can use it either watercolor or acrylic or whatever else that you have.
Nancy, can you move your camera slightly to the left so we can see more of the one you're working on?
Yeah, you know what? I think it's better if I just move that. There you go. Is that better?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I know sometimes we shift. Can you
Okay,
talk
Nancy,
about tearing
sent
versus
the-
cutting? Yeah.
you sent the email and it said, think about the elements. And my friend said, print out a periodic table and put it in your collage.
Oh, well, that's a great idea.
That's cute.
So, so yeah, so Judy, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing this now. Talk about tearing versus cutting. Yeah, so if you want to have, so yeah, so if you notice that I tore the tissue paper, because I wanted the raw edge of the snowflake. I just, and then, you know, when I cut this, I wanted a smooth edge. So I don't think there's any, rules, but you certainly don't, you could do the whole thing out of tearing. I have, I don't have it on me, but there was one time at the museum, I did a lesson of a landscape, and I gave everybody paper and I gave everybody something to work on, but I wouldn't give them scissors to collage with, and they had to tear and create their landscape with tearing paper. It was a scary thought at the beginning. Like they were like, you know, what do you mean? I don't get to have scissors, but you know, there's something really like, you know, to have that raw edge and you know, and to let go of those, of the rules and just being okay to tear your paper, you know, that's okay too. So, I, you know, so you don't even need scissors for this class if you choose. With me right now, I'm struggling with the idea again. I really love this image. Maybe I'll cut around it, but I don't know if I would do both this and the bird. I kind of feel like I'm to cut into a Mary Cassatt is, you know, and that's also when we go into book altering, you know, I really love the idea of doing something interesting with books. So grab a book or a journal that you can wreck. Let me see what that looks like. This is helpful with for me too. You can see my junk here on the side.
Nancy, it's so nice to see familiar faces after being alone all this time.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I'm happy with this. I think I like this setting. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to choose between the mother and child and the bird, but I'm okay with it. So, all right, I'm gonna start gluing. And I guess this is the point where, like Sharon was saying, you would take a picture, but my devices are being used, so. Yeah, and it's something like when you look through, I said this before, but just looking at junk mail just for color, like I got this university catalog and just I was like, ooh, look at the green and the orange on this. And so like this, definitely I like this for my fire element, so, that's, and here I made this paper by just, getting my paper really wet and some watercolor. So again, like limitless, and we can, and even just throwing some things in there that, maybe have a special memory. I know that we talked about this in the drawing class in terms of something that tells us some type of story. And even if it's like a receipt to a nice restaurant or something like that, and I don't know, you can collage it in there. My glue is purple. It'll dry clear, but this is a child-friendly glue that goes on purple. Yeah. And then I think I do like the idea of when it's all said and done, when it's all glued down, maybe putting the layer, some type of medium, but that's just, me. Where'd my bird go? There he is. Well, even if photocopying some of your old artwork, those of you who've taken Zentangle with me, I'm sure you guys have some little and point, like this is a more of a cardstock, whereas there's a whole different I have tissue paper and I have drawing paper and I have cardstock, and this is again drawing paper on copy paper, so a lot of different, and you can get some weight on here to push it down, glue it a little better right now. I just wanted to give you a little demonstration of a medium. So maybe we'll do a matte medium. Right behind me. So right, this is matte. It could be gloss. It's personal. That's up to you. So that's Mod Podge also comes in matte. So I believe it's real similar. Oh, sorry about that.
Can you show the container again, please?
Say again?
Show the container again,
So
please.
this is just acrylic matte medium. So, and so you want me to, the definitions of the elements? So, okay. So there's a few, it depends on which one that you want to, you know, how you want to define it. But you can view it as the earth being a body, and water being blood, air being breath, and fire being spirit. You can also view it as the states of matter being earth being solid, water being liquid, air being gas, and fire being plasma. And then I can also put this all in an email and send it. Earth represents animal instincts, grounding, and foundation. Water represents emotion, intuition, and going with the flow of life. Might need a little more water in my life. Air represents intellect, mental intention, and connection to life force. And fire represents willpower, inner strength, transformation through action. So Candy, if you want me to, or I can always put that in an email. And then for those of you again who are, new to my class, email will be great. Okay. That please feel comfortable to, you can email me directly. If you want to show me something, if you want to ask me something, I really encourage outside communication. I know it's a big class, so I can't really give like one-on-one, help like I could like in a classroom where I could walk around and be like, hey, you know what might work? This might work, So please feel comfortable to reach out to me and talk to me about, and then anything that you want to learn. I'm going to put some, I'll try to continue with getting some links to some other collage artists. I have a few that I know, or that I work with at the museum, or that John recommended, and so I can put links to their websites, because Patty just sent me that great collage is she just saw an article on the New York Times that right, how current, what was it, Patty? I'm sorry.
How current, how 2020, how
Yeah.
current collaging is. And I forget the artist that they were talking about when they showed his on the table thing,
Yeah,
items on the table.
I couldn't open the link because I think
Oh.
it was a screenshot. But so things like that I can always send in one email, so you don't get bombarded with a ton of emails.
Can I also make a suggestion? I'm sure I'm not the only person thinking this, but yesterday's class with Karen,
Yeah.
we could, obviously using all of the elements that you're going over this morning would work great in her projects also.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I love that to connect with Karen's class. So this way, it kind of keeps you in a focus, right?
Oh gosh.
What is Karen's class? What is she teaching?
Watercolor. So
but we're making a journal in her class in a way too. We're making a cover that was like a collage, and then a fold out, like, it's not pages, but it's like a fold out journal of favorite things. And we're doing watercolors or collages or
great.
combination of things. So yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that we could probably work on both projects at the same time.
Oh, I absolutely plan to.
That's great. I love that. We didn't even plan that.
Nancy, are you sending your email to us or are you going to dictate it?
Say again?
Are you going to put your email in there or are you going to dictate it?
Oh, so it's it's Nanci Iovino at Gmail, Iovino, one word.
Okay.
But Nancy with an I, so it's two I's. At Gmail, but it comes when you if you answer back the Lifelong Montclair emails from me, it goes to my Gmail.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Nancy, when you send out your next email, would you please include the link to this class?
Yes.
For those of us who were new, it made it hard to find it this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get an email from you. Was I supposed to? If
I sent it yesterday. I tried to. So if you were a late registrant,
I wasn't. So
oh.
I never did get it. Oh.
Wait. Link.
Okay.
I sent two. I sent one last in the beginning of the week.
No.
Or the big last week, and then so who's saying that?
I did. Oh, I'm sorry. I do. I okay.
Okay.
I have email that I get from my phone, not from my email, and so
Okay.
I didn't look at that. I apologize.
No, that's okay. So you guys are asking me about some things. So first of all, yes, you can just wash this out with water. Usually I have a container of water like you would with watercolor or paint. I am going to glue my picture down to the cardboard. So I know I'm fully aware how flimsy this is. And but I kind of just wanted to focus on this. And the reason why I'm using this acrylic medium is and again, you don't have to buy this. You can just use it as you can just use the glue stick like Sharon and Dottie were saying. But I kind of personally, for me, I kind of like how it's like one layer by putting a layer of medium on there. It kind of, I don't know if you can see it, that there's a difference, but it kind of now there's just one. There's one.
Nancy, I have to go, so I'm going to be taking off, but I wanted to show what I got so far.
Okay, let me just get to my gallery view and let me remove my spotlight. And was that Dottie who said that? Who said that?
That's Joanne.
Oh, hi, Joanne. Okay, she did fire, I can tell already. Spotlight for everyone.
I was going to say, can you guess what it is?
So Joanne is a more practiced collage artist, and that's awesome.
Well, I tend to go minimalist. That's true. I like a couple of images and that's about it. So I had it in my stash. So that's what I came up with.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Well, thank you. I like the assignment. It's very practical. It's specific enough that I can react to it.
And that's what I was hoping for. I was really hoping that it was something that everybody can kind of get in some kind of image in their head, and they'll all be different. Is there anybody else that wants to share what while we're going to be wrapping up soon? And I get that class is over and,
I'm still
if
working,
you want to go. But let's go, Sarah. I'll spotlight you.
I'm still working, but I did a flower pot and
look at that.
I just keep all right, what it doesn't have on it yet is the words, because I like to save that for the end and superimpose that on what else I have. But
love it.
The flower was looking kind of grungy, so
Nancy, it won't. It'll come together. It goes through a phase.
No, I'm saying before I chose it.
Oh yeah.
So it needed an outside.
Love it. I love that idea.
Hey, Sarah.
Nancy?
Yeah.
This is Joyce. I'll show you what I'm working on.
All right. Joyce.
Can you see it?
I'm going to spotlight you.
You have to keep speaking.
Wait, what did I do? How come I can't spotlight you?
Well, if you speak, then it'll show in the center.
I know, but I like to, are you still spotlighted?
Wait a minute, it was me. No, it was me. Here.
Okay, let me just get that. Let's see, just hold it closer to your camera because we can't really see. We see your ceiling, Joyce.
Oh, what the?
Just move it over just a teeny bit.
Okay, wait a second. Oh, there we go. Ooh.
Very nice.
Wow.
I love that image with the barbed wire.
Yeah, it's kind of a despairing one.
Yeah.
Mm.
Was there an element that you were featuring?
Well,
Right.
I do a lot of collage. I've been in Barbara Minch's class for several years. I'm generally a colorist, and not so much the image, but the colors. But I guess I saw the barbed wire, and I just started to think of life as it is, and the climate, and we're drowning, and we're killing ourselves with black clouds and barbed wire. I don't know. Just
You know
all
what?
went.
I think that's very powerful. I think the fact that, you know, and even just working that through is, you know, is very healing. So thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
And I agree with
thank
your
you for
feeling.
teaching.
Is there anybody else that feels like sharing before we
I have.
sign off? Donna. Hi, Donna.
Well, I did this from a combination of a lot of classes. This was my new grandson. So I did the collage with him to make like a little Christmas magazines and stuff. And when you showed the mother and the baby, you made me think of this. I had it on my refrigerator. So anyway, that's an idea.
There's a few new grandmas in the room. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is anybody else want to? Is that Sarah? You want to share?
I do. This is water.
Okay.
And the background is one of the shaving cream.
Oh, yeah.
So there's.
That's a great idea. The shaving cream marbling. You guys,
I have that too.
Yep. That's a great idea.
Thanks.
Yeah. So I know that you guys did that at Edgemont Park, but we did it at the museum also. So that was.
Yeah, Candy taught it to us. I didn't get to yours.
Yeah. Diane, is your hand raised? Go ahead. Ooh, did you do all that today? Can you take yourself off mute?
Wow.
Diane, there you go.
I'm not finished.
It looks great.
Wow.
Yeah. And it tells a story, right? Don't you feel like it has a great element to it? I love it. Yeah.
Nice colors.
Oh, I can't wait to see when it's finished, because that could be finished. Anybody else want to share? I don't know. Lynn. You know, I should probably. And then again, if you need to leave, I'm fully aware. Oh, that's great.
Kind of reminded me of Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially with like the bounties of Earth and things like that. Yeah. Beautiful.
Is in a much better mood than I am.
Yeah, Lynn's it's all about perspective.
Could I see that again? Could I see that again and just see how she wrote on it? Did she write on that?
Lynn, did you do that writing?
It was something I cut out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you cut it out. Okay.
But that's a good idea to use some writing. And I think that's why I put those in the list. I put something like Posca pens.
And stencils.
Yeah, and pencils and things like that. You can do anything like that.
You can use you can write with that liquid masking fluid.
That's
if
true.
You're gonna paint.
You can.
I think, and then you're gonna watercolor over it.
Marianne. Let's see.
In spring, I want the earth to.
Oh, look how pretty!
Oh, nice.
You know, I have to say, I'm so drawn to the text. You know, I love that idea. So I have it. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I love that you put like part of the black and white text.
Yeah.
In there. So
the only thing that I could find that was kind of white, you know.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out what kind of flower this was, but it didn't matter. I don't know if it existed on Earth, but it's fine.
It's still a flower. We know it's a flower.
I know, and I just wanted to just do it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not so sure I love it, but it's fine.
Yeah, it is. I love it. You know, it's you know, if a little more practice or, and again, anybody else feel, I'm just kind of scrolling through because now, like, I have 3 pages of on here. So just anybody else, just kind of call out to me if I haven't, if anybody else feels like sharing with me. So, oh, Sarah again.
Yeah, I have another question. I started another one earlier.
Okay.
And it's butterflies. Whoops, I wanted them, this is white, but I wanted to make them all really whimsical. And I didn't know, I haven't glued them down yet, if I should work on them when they're loose, or you think I should glue them down first?
Personally, if it were my project, I would work on it loose.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody else has any thoughts on that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree, Nancy. And then what we used to do was we'd work on it for a long time and move things around. And then when we got it fairly good the way we wanted it, because it's usually layers, then you take a picture, or you take a couple of pictures so you remember where you placed everything.
Right.
And then you can go back and glue it down. But gluing was always the last thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but to draw in those butterflies, I personally, if they were mine, and I wanted to do a butterfly thing also. I actually made a photocopy of a book, and this is also like, but it has colors, but I have it too, of all butterflies. So, and again, like a color photos or print out is something else that you can always do. So, all right.
For it's worth, I'm working the opposite way because the flower pot is round. So I tried to pick what I would put in my background and just started superimposing things on top of it.
And layers and layers. Yeah, so you have like a combination of collage and decoupage. It's kind of like right? It's really similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Sarah, were you going to say something else?
Yeah, could you just include in the email that you send out those papers you got on Amazon? They looked really neat.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anybody else wanted to, before I sign off, or anybody else? So we're good? Do you have your, oh no, okay. All right.
That was good.
Nancy, I wanted to show what I'm started. I just started it, so it's like, let me see if I can
Sandy,
turn it around. Yeah.
All right, wait 1 second. For some reason I can't spotlight you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't. Oh, there we go, spotlight.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, nice.
So I have I have Cicely Tyson in there, and a bunch of scenes from the Southwest, and just like, a lot of stuff going on, but I haven't started gluing anything yet. So it's my first collage.
Oh, I love it.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I love it. And I think it's nice that you put Cicely Tyson in there, because again, it's good. You can have like a memorial type of thing.
Yeah, it started out very Native American, but now she's coming out of it too. So it's all like, there was a lot of indigenous stuff in there, and then I just included her. She looks great in there though. So
yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks, Sandy. It was good to see you.
Nancy.
Thanks, Nancy.
Bye.
Thank you, Nancy.
All right. See you next week. Again, feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.